There are 6 kind of women who never lose weight, even though it seems like they're doing everything right on paper. If you're juggling work, family, and everyone else's needs before your own, then some of these are likely going to sound uncomfortably familiar. That's okay because together I'm going to share with you the fix so that you can finally be on your way to actually losing the weight for good. I'm Alexandria. I'm a licensed therapist and have been for over 10 years, but I'm also a mom who's lost over 40 pounds naturally after 30. And through this process, and what I know about the psychology of human behavior, I've learned that weight loss is rarely about motivation and more about how your mind and your body work together. First, the all or none champ. So let's start with the all or none champ. This is the woman who's either all in or she's all out, and there is absolutely no in between. She's either tracking every bite, hitting every workout, and doing everything right until she misses a single day, and then it's completely over. Psychologists call this cognitive rigidity. And this black and white mindset spikes cortisol and actually makes fat loss harder in the long term. It also keeps you stuck and keeps you from making any progress towards any goals. When your brain thinks in extremes, your brain links small slips with complete failure. So the fix, instead of choosing between perfect or nothing, aim for a gray zone. If you miss a workout, then go for a walk. If your dinner goes off plan, then you move on and you make your next meal more balanced. Consistency, not perfection, is what rewires your system. And when your body learns it's safe to be somewhere in the middle, then the process gets so much easier. And I am telling you that from personal experience. And when the perfection starts to crack, it often turns into our next type, which is the restart every Monday delayer. You know her, you love her. This is the woman who is constantly saying to you, okay, this Monday, I'm ready. I'm going to start. Or on January 1st, I'm going to start. This is my year. She'll clean out the pantry. She'll buy the new leggings and meal prep like a pro until Wednesday. And then she's back at square one. The research shows that our brain loves a fresh start because it triggers our dopamine response, that feel-good hormone that says, this time it'll be different. But the dopamine hit fades very quickly. And so we lose our momentum and the cycle just repeats itself over and over again. But the good news is there's a fix. And the fix is that you don't need a Monday. You just need one single moment to start. If you overeat at lunch, then your next bite can be that restart. Psychologists call this habit resilience. It's basically the idea that you're able to move on from something quickly instead of waiting for the perfect conditions. So you can ask yourself, what's one small decision that I can make today that's going to make me feel proud at the end of the day? And that's how the real change happens. It's not about the huge restarts. It's about the small recoveries when things can and do miss. Now, maybe you're not a Monday restarter. Maybe your challenge looks a little bit more like this: getting stuck in your own head. The overthinker researches everything: macros, supplements, meal timing, but never actually starts anything. She's got 17 Pinterest workouts saved, 100 YouTube playlists saved, but still doesn't feel ready. Your brain's logic center, the prefrontal cortex, burns energy every time you make a decision. And when you overthink, you drain your brain's willpower before you even act. This is called decision fatigue, and we talk about it a lot over here. So what's the fix? The fix is actually simple. It is, in fact, simplicity. Just pick one approach. It doesn't matter what it is. Just pick one and commit to a couple of weeks so that you can really get your feet wet. You'll learn more in those handful of weeks of fully committing to something than you will in 6 months of not doing anything and just thinking about it. And here's a little bit of a therapist trick for you. So when your mind spirals to the what ifs, you can say something out loud like, this is a thought, not a fact. And it helps to instantly short circuit your anxiety loop. And that helps you move forward. Writing it down can also trigger your prefrontal cortex and help us to better analyze our own thoughts as well. And speaking of perfection, this brings us to our next woman on the list, the perfectionist healthy eater. She eats super clean, she tracks every calorie, and she never misses a meal, and yet the scale won't go down. She's theoretically doing everything right, but she's absolutely exhausted. When food becomes a source of stress, your cortisol rises, which increases water retention and hunger hormones like ghrelin. You can't heal your body while you're actively at war with it. The fix is adding flexibility instead of taking more away. Have one meal each week where you're just listening to your body. No tracking, just what sounds good. And focus on how your body feels, not just what it weighs. Because quite frankly, The number on the scale is limited in its availability to help you. And when your nervous system relaxes, then your metabolism can respond. And the body finally feels safe enough to let go of what it doesn't need. And when stress builds up all week, and it usually explodes right here in the weekend cheater. And no, I don't mean on your partner. All week, she's disciplined. She meal preps, works out, water, but then Friday night hits, and surprise, the game is over. It starts with, I've earned it. I've been so good all week. I deserve this. And by Sunday, it ends with this guilt and another Monday restart. It's not a willpower problem, though. It's biology. The short cycles of restriction and binging teach our body to store fat faster because it's trying to protect us from famine. Your brain reward system is rebelling against deprivation. So what is the fix? Stop earning your weekends. Build flexibility into your entire week. If you love tacos, then have Taco Tuesday because, quite frankly, tacos are extremely easy to make as a macro-friendly option. If you crave dessert, include small ones throughout the week that fits into your calorie budget. When your brain knows that nothing is off limits, the urge to rebel fades. And here's a little mindset shift for you. Stop rating weekends based on how good you were and start rating them on how balanced you felt. Balance isn't punishment. It's what builds results and things that actually last. And finally, let's talk about women who have tried everything except consistency. The fad diet follower. She's done keto, she's done Whole30, she's done intermittent fasting, and maybe even 75 hard. She loses the weight, but then gains it back right away. The research shows us that up to 95% of people who lose weight on extreme diets gain it back within a year. And it's not because they failed, it's because their diet failed them. Fad diets disconnect you from your body's natural cues, hunger, fullness, and energy. So the fix is to start rebuilding trust with your body. For 1 week, try this experiment. Eat slowly and stop at 80% full. Before eating, ask yourself questions like, am I hungry? Am I tired or am I just tired, stressed, or bored? And instead of removing food, focus on adding things like protein, veggies, and fiber. No, it's not glamorous, but it's how your metabolism learns safety again. You don't need another diet, you need a new identity. Someone who eats and moves in ways that feel sustainable for life. So which one of these sounds like you? Maybe you saw yourself in more than one, and that's okay too. I definitely did, because these patterns are not personality flaws. They're coping styles that once served you, but they don't anymore. And once you see them clearly, you can start changing them. And if you love this kind of video and want more psychology about weight loss, I will link some videos here for you on the screen that will give you some tools to get you started. And if you'd love it here, I would love if you would subscribe and let me meet your non-judgy mom friend who comes alongside you to help you reach your goals.